Paying down debt and building up savings are some of the top financial priorities for Canadians, especially as RRSP deadlines loom.
All right, for those who might feel trapped in a cycle of debt, our financial expert Rubina Ahmed-Haq is here with a brand new series we're calling, ready for it? Rubina to the rescue! Rubina, please help us, rescue us all if you could.
So. Yes, I'll do my best.
Okay, well, good to see you this morning. And debt, I think, is obviously an overwhelming topic for a lot of people. What is the first step when tackling debt?
You first want to figure out what your total debt number is, because a lot of us have debt, a little bit on a credit card, a balance on a line of credit, maybe I borrowed money from a friend or mom and dad, maybe a utility bill is overdue. All of that is money that you at some point have to pay back. So the first thing you want to do to really get your debt under control is list all of those debts and then attach the interest that you are paying on that debt, just so you can get everything organized. Add that number up. That is your big debt number. That's how much money you would need to be debt-free completely.
And immediately after that, get some Kleenex, pour a big drink, maybe. I don't know yet.
Yeah. So once you have figured that out and you know what you owe, what do you suggest?
So then you want to look at your highest interest debt and say, could I consolidate this into a lower interest rate product? Now, you could do that if you have a line of credit already available to you. You could take money out of that line of credit, pay those high interest credit cards off, and then you would be paying that debt off, but at a much lower interest rate, so it would be paid back faster and it would cost you less. The one thing I do caution when it comes to consolidating your debt, whether you do it that way or you go to a bank and say, can I borrow some money at a lower interest rate, is that a lot of us, human nature is, oh, our credit card is now empty. I can go spending again. So you really have to be controlled in your spending to make sure that you're not putting extra charges onto that credit card while you're paying that debt down. Because you haven't really paid the credit card debt off. You've just shifted it.
Right. Show a little discipline.
Yes.
Right? Got to have some discipline there. So, okay, we're also going to talk about the concept of avalanche versus snowball. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, this is a really common term used in personal finance. It's how you pay your debt down. So the snowball method is more to do with human behavior. So you're building momentum. So you're paying down your smallest debt first. So say, Carolyn, I owe you $200. I pay that down. I can cross that off my list. I've got a utility bill that's overdue. That's another $50. Cross that off that list, right? So you go down the list and it builds momentum. It makes you feel good that you're getting things done. I'm a to-do lister, so I love crossing things off. The avalanche method is the cheaper way to pay debt off, and that is pay down your highest interest debt first while you still make minimum payments on your other debt. Once that's paid down, you move to the next highest interest rate. You've already done that work when you did your big debt number. You know how much you're being charged. So start with the highest interest rate that you're paying and work your way down. So that's an avalanche. You're really tackling it all together.
Okay. When is it time to seek professional help?
Yeah. So, there's never a bad time to seek some professional help, be that from your financial advisor or maybe even just a trusted friend. But if you really are struggling to pay your bills, there's nothing wrong with getting in touch with an insolvency trustee. Now, the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada has a list of trusted places that you can go. They can talk to you about options. And using an insolvency trustee doesn't mean you're claiming bankruptcy. It could mean a consumer proposal. And a consumer proposal is where that insolvency trustee works as a go-between you and the creditors, working out a payment plan or maybe a lower amount of money that you have to pay back, so it gets you back on the path of being debt-free. Now, both of them, bankruptcy and consumer proposal, do impact your credit score, but the insolvency trustee will work through all of that, give you your options, and they may actually say, you don't need to do this. You can actually be debt-free without using any of these methods. But if you are really struggling, a lot of people are with higher mortgage payments right now, that may be your best option, and at least it will get you on a path of financial wellness.
All right, some timely tips and advice, because here we are in the middle of February, and
Yes.
I think a lot of people are looking at those January and holiday bills that have come rolling in the last few days.
Yes.
Sure. All right, Rubina to the rescue continues throughout the next few weeks with more tips to help us all improve our family finances. Rubina, thanks as always.
Thank you so much for having me.